You got everything to lose. This guy's got nothing to lose.
I ain't got a choice.
That's the same thing your father said, and he died right here in my hands.
Creed II renews a fictional rivalry that began over 30 years ago in 1985's Rocky IV. The fourth chapter in Sylvester Stallone's beloved boxing movie franchise pits Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa against the Soviet Express, Ivan Drago. In Creed II, a new generation of fighters, Apollo's son Adonis and Ivan's son Victor, step into the ring where their fathers once battled, and one memorably fell. Here's how Creed II is a direct sequel to Rocky IV. In Rocky IV, heavyweight champion Rocky Balboa looks to put family first. Unfortunately, Drago's arrival distracts him from his wife Adrian and their son, Rocky Jr. That distraction later contributes to his distant relationship with his grown son.
He moved to a place called Vancouver with his girlfriend. I think they're having a great old time up there, and, I hear from him now and then.
In Creed II, Adonis becomes both the heavyweight champ and a father. He wants to be there for his daughter, but first, there's a Drago-shaped obstacle to overcome. Apollo's violent death at the fists of Ivan Drago is Rocky IV's most memorable scene, and nobody was more grief-stricken than Carl Weathers. Asked by the AV Club whether he was okay with the decision to permanently retire Apollo, the actor replied, quote, "Of course not, but what are you going to do? That's the way it was written, and that ended Apollo Creed." Weathers can take heart in knowing that Apollo died so that Adonis could live. After growing up in his dad's shadow, the younger Creed has become his own man and his own fighter. But the world still expects him to avenge Apollo in another Creed versus Drago bout, even if Rocky has serious doubts.
It's dangerous.
But you don't think I could beat him?
Rocky heard those same concerns expressed by Adrian 30 years ago.
You can't win!
For these fighters, there's nothing more painful and also more motivating than losing the faith of the person you depend on the most. Next to boxing matches, training montages are the best parts of any Rocky movie, and Rocky IV has awesome training montages. Relocating to the Russian tundra, Balboa gets creative with his fitness routine, using the elements to transform himself into a force of nature capable of chopping down Drago. Rocky picks a new training ground for Adonis in Creed II, moving him to a desert climate where he can work up a serious sweat and be reborn as a better fighter. Rocky IV was released as the Cold War entered its final years, and the movie presents Rocky's victory as an American triumph over the Soviet Union. Balboa even appeals to the power of hope and change in his big speech.
Everybody can change!
3 decades later, America and Russia are once again at odds, and that animosity is felt in Creed II. Rejected by Russian society, the Dragos carry decades of resentment towards Balboa. Their goal is to once again be hailed as heroes.
Because of you, I lose everything.
Adonis may not wrap himself in the flag like Rocky did, but he still rocks his father's star-spangled boxing shorts when he fights his Russian opponent in Moscow. In the Rocky universe, a battle this personal and political can only be settled in one place: the boxing ring.